Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and the most tragic night in Star Wars history was reframed yet again on the Book of Boba Fett, this time through the eyes of poor Grogu. Trauma peeped in on by the son of the war criminal who led the slaughter. Kind of like accidentally clicking on the folder on your dad's desktop labeled tax documents. Oh, Papa, what have you done? But this new dramatic imagery is filled with clues, helping us answer the longtime mystery of how exactly Grogu escaped the Jedi Temple. An answer we were still deprived of when Grogu's memory faded to black here. So, who saved Grogu from Order 66? I did investigate this after The Mandalorian Season 2, but now, thanks to this scene, we can actually narrow it down to two very interesting suspects. Also, you can join us in person to chat about this stuff live in Chicago this Friday, February 11th at 8 p.m. at Talia Hall, Rooster Teeth's very normal podcast store. Ticket link in the description. Also, to get your hands on our great Boba Fett inspired shirt, go to newrockstarsmerch.com. We're getting one of these allows you to write in a custom shout out for our after shows. Okay, let's review what Ahsoka Tano first told us about Grogu on the night of Order 66.
He was raised at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Many masters trained him over the years. At the end of the Clone Wars, when the Empire rose to power, he was hidden. Someone took him from the temple. Then his memory becomes dark.
We can deduce from this that Ahsoka did not know any of this until after she used the Force to read Grogu's memories here. Despite Ahsoka being only 5 years younger than Grogu, when she was younger training at the temple, she did not know Grogu existed. Grogu was a secret known only to a handful of Jedi Masters. And since Anakin Skywalker was denied the rank of Master in Revenge of the Sith, he probably did not know Grogu existed either. And now, this new flashback shows that night from Grogu's perspective. 3 unidentified Jedi fight the 501st Clone Trooper Battalion. These are the best of the best, nicknamed Vader's Fist. The 2 Jedi on the side are hooded. We cannot determine who they were. There's one in the center with blonde hair tied in a bun. Similar hair to Temple Battlemaster Sindralic, but this probably wasn't Sindralic. He was training older Padawans at this exact moment, and holocron security footage showed him dying instead against Anakin one-on-one. Nor is this figure librarian Jocasta new. This person is a man. Also, that night, Jocasta was found by Anakin in the archives. She refused to light a temple beacon that Anakin wanted her to do to lure other Jedi into this death trap, so Anakin killed her. Jocasta might have been the Jedi to initially hide Grogu, but she could not have been the one to escort him out of the temple. Now, we also don't know if these Jedi or the 501st were aware of Grogu in the corridor behind them, because after the Jedi fall, listen to those clone troopers. Yeah, that clone trooper doesn't say, grab that kid, he just says, keep moving. As Ahsoka said, Grogu was hidden. He may have been hidden inside of something so that the 501st did not see him in this moment. Now, I have speculated that that thing could be R2-D2, who was present at the temple during Order 66, accompanying Anakin, and R2-D2 was with Anakin right after the temple when he went to Padme's home, and R2 had some super freaked out exchange with 3PO.
Hush. So loud.
And considering Grogu's size lines up with R2's storage and R2's excited greeting of this child as if they had met before, there might be some history between these two. Now, I get it, if you're getting cold feet on that hot take, completely understandable. What's unforgivable is cold feet due to wet socks. No one likes wet socks. They have 0 approval rating. So to keep your toes warm and dry, you don't have to resort to wearing some big clunky boots. You can wear some sleek, comfortable Vessi shoes. Thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Vessis are the perfect everyday shoe. They're sustainably made knit sneakers that are 100% waterproof. They keep your winter feet dry and warm without any of the clunkiness of boots. And as a bonus, they are great in warm months too. Like me, these bad boys work all day, every day. They are made with this great Dymatex material that's super easy to clean with just a rinse of water. Whatever the season, Vessis are truly an everyday shoe.
Oh no! I spilled water all over my feetsy weetsies, but my oinky oinkies are bone dry like the Dune Sea. Thanks, Vessi.
Banish those soggy socks forever. Vessis are my go-to shoes by the door. Check them out in the link below for a pair of your very own Vessi shoes. Now, this new scene confirms that Grogu was already hidden by the time the clone troopers opened fire. So it's not like Grogu, by luck or by happenstance, remained hidden during the massacre and then was discovered later. No, he was was there in the corridor when the action was happening, but obscured. So this rules out Yoda and rules out Obi-Wan Kenobi from being the first Jedi to find and to hide Grogu. Obi-Wan was on Utapau, Yoda was on Kashyyyk. It wasn't until the next morning that they arrived at the temple. And at that point, Grogu would have already been hidden and removed from the temple. Now in the past, we had brought up Yaddle as a possibility, Jedi Master, who was on the Jedi High Council in Phantom Menace and then left sometime after. There was a Legends story in which Yaddle dies before Order 66, a story no longer canon technically, and then a comic, Darth Vader number 25, showed Anakin slaying a Force projection of Yaddle while trying to metaphorically kill off his past, but other than a line in Jedi Fallen Order speculating what might have happened to Master Yaddle, we don't know really what happened to her. After this scene, many have asked about that 4-diamond symbol on the walls of the corridor in Grogu's flashback. This does show up on the temple walls when Anakin confronts Barriss in the investigation of the Jedi Temple bombing in Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 20. In fact, this location looks like the same hallway where Jedi residences are. Barriss, who truly committed the bombing that Ahsoka was framed for, does have similar diamond patterns tattooed on her face and was last seen taken into custody when the truth came out. But those diamond patterns were really just spiritual markings on many of the walls of the Jedi Temple. It's not Barriss' symbol specifically, and really these tattoos were later adopted by Barriss in the fashion of her master, Luminara Unduli, who has the same tattoos. And Luminara is actually someone we should take a look at here, because she was also on Kashyyyk during Order 66, like Yoda, and also escaped. She later returned in Rebels, we thought as a prisoner of the Inquisitors, but we learned had actually already been executed years earlier, and now her remains were mummified and used as a trap to lure in the Jedi to the Inquisitors. Now, since Luminara was not on Coruscant during Order 66, like Yoda and Obi-Wan, she couldn't have been the one to initially hide Grogu, but she is a character that Dave Filoni seems super interested in, with several years of her life currently left open a mystery. Now, if it was just one Jedi Master working alone to save Grogu, someone near the temple on the night, someone who would have known about Grogu, as I've suggested before, a very good suspect is Mace Windu. After Anakin severed his arm and Palpatine zapped him out the window, we never saw his body. Everyone wants him to come back, everyone's expecting him to come back, and this guy would have had just enough time to limp over to the Jedi Temple and secure this secret youngling. And I bring him up because recently, in interviews with IMDb, Tamara Morrison and Ming-Na Wen mentioned Mace Windu as a figure Boba Fett still, in the present and future, wants to seek revenge upon.
I owe him big time for my dad.
Revenge? A little bit?
I've got my eye on him. He's top of the list, in fact.
Slow torture, though.
I think we better let Jon Favreau know that we should have another series and I start looking for Mace.
So will the Boba Fett finale be the place Mace Windu returns to reveal his survival that night? Or is Filoni saving that for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, or The Mandalorian Season 3, or Ahsoka? If Mace Windu is alive, revealing him as the rescuer of Grogu, one arm Wilro hooding whatever Kim Toto Grogu was hidden inside, shoving out of the way the other less cuddleable Padawans, that would be the badass character return we've been waiting for this guy. Alternatively, if it wasn't just one Jedi who saved Grogu, this rescue mission really could have been a 3-step handoff. One Jedi Master to initially hide him, and again, I love the idea of this being inside of R2-D2, but maybe Grogu was just stored inside of something else, and that first Jedi Master being one of those 3 from the flashback, or Jocasta Nu, or Yaddle if she's still alive, or just someone we haven't met yet, someone who did not make it out of the temple alive. But then, step 2, the container is transported knowingly or unknowingly out of the temple, kind of like the basket carrying baby Moses, and then finally, a receiver Jedi discovers Grogu in this container. And if that container was R2, then it could have been Obi-Wan or Yoda when they all met up on the asteroid Polis Massa. This handoff could have happened in the time between Padme giving birth to Luke and Leia and R2 and 3PO ending up in the custody of Bail Organa. But one would think that if Grogu ended up in Obi-Wan's hands or Yoda's hands, Grogu would have been far more protected. But when we first met Grogu in the first episode of The Mandalorian, he was in the hands of a random Nikto gang, being hunted by Moff Gideon's client, these Imperial loyalists. So one would think that instead he ended up in the custody of someone who could not continue to look after him, someone who met an untimely end, perhaps that final Jedi Master recipient being Luminara Unduli, who met a tragic end when she was arrested by Inquisitors, yet still someone who could have played a fateful role in securing the future of the Jedi, or the future of the Mandalorians, whoever Grogu wants to celebrate his life days with. So, Mace Windu working alone, or Luminara Unduli working with a network? Who do you think saved Grogu after this latest flashback? Comment down below and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss. Follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye-bye.